When we first started planning our trip to Puerto Rico, we were pretty overwhelmed with people talking about all the bioluminescent bays. There are several of them in the area, and some websites expressed that the best bio bay experience was seen from Vieques, a nearby island. However, going to Vieques meant spending the night on the island, and that wouldn't fit in our schedule at all. Looking online, we found Eco Action Tours, one of several companies that gave bio bay tours kind of close to San Juan, about an hour away. I think they may even provide bus transportation. You can check on their website. We called and set up a reservation with a credit card, and everyone met near a city park. Now, each bio bay company has their own booth set up. They all kind of leave from the same place. Don't think you can take the tour without a reservation. Even during the slow seasons, they plan kayaks based on the number of reservations. Parking was limited, so I was glad to arrive a bit early. There isn't too much food around the park unless you're visiting on the weekend, so I'd recommend eating before you come. You should wear your swimsuit, and if you get cold at night, one of those beach wraps wouldn't hurt. Okay, you won't need your camera or your cell phone. Don't even try. There's no point. I was determined to video and take pictures of the event, but I had thousands of dollars of professional cameras and waterproofing gear, and I still didn't get the shots I wanted. Just leave it all in the car and enjoy the trip. If you're going to go kayaking, I would recommend having one person per boat that hopefully has some experience in canoes or kayaking or rowing. But each group of 30 to 50 people has at least half of them who have little to no experience. So don't worry if you don't have very much experience. They'll help you get into your kayak, and they have 2 or more guides with each group, usually one at the front and one at the back. And they're people to help. They'll provide all the gear that you'll need. The kayaks we used with Eco Action Tours were amazing. Very nice, open ocean kayaks in great shape. They were easy to maneuver. Your adventure usually starts off in a large marina area. You play follow the leader until you find an obscure dark tunnel through a long series of mangrove trees. Your group falls into a straight line and paddles to the large bio bay lake. Depending on the tide, one way will be easy with very little paddling, and the other way will be almost constant paddling. But it's not very hard. Most of your journey is in pitch dark. Your leaders will have lights if you need one. However, the starlight was good enough most of the time. Once on the lake, you're allowed to run your hand through the water and toss it into your kayak. Every motion is electric and amazing. Our tour guide pulled us all together. We all held on to each other and formed a small floating island. Our guide spent quite a bit of time talking about the island, history, and the ecosystem. I know it's kind of boring, but here's some video of my wife and I pushing our paddle through the water. Every move looks like blue fairy dust, and the camera just doesn't pick it up properly. It is amazing to be there in person to see it. We were allowed to play for a few minutes, then started our trek back through the mangrove tunnel. I felt satisfied with the amount of time we were allowed to spend on the lake. During your trip, you spend about half the time paddling through the mangrove tunnel. Some websites discourage us from taking a tour close to San Juan because of the light pollution. But we never felt like it was much of an issue. The bio bay is very easy to see with the naked eye. Honestly, there are tons of different types of bio bay tours. Some of them are kayaks, and many of which you can ride in a big boat. Years ago, people used to swim in the bio bays. They discovered the bio bays dying off and found that the bug spray people were wearing was washing off their bodies and killing the plankton. First of all, you really don't need bug spray. I don't remember any bugs at all, but your mileage may vary. Secondly, these days you'll never legally be able to swim in the bays. That's a big no-no. Visiting any bio bay will be beautiful, but if you like to get up close and personal, take a kayak. If you take a boat tour, they'll bring a small 5-gallon bucket up on deck, and that's pretty much all you get to play with, which is still pretty cool. But if you take a kayak tour, you're right there, inches from the water. You can run your fingers through the water, you're up close and personal. If you're up for an adventure, I couldn't recommend a better way. If you're not into kayaking and there's no chance you might enjoy it, don't miss this experience. Take a larger boat and visit any of the bio bays in the Puerto Rico area.